Okay, Suryong back here again, and I'm actually going to play a game with you, viewers. As you can see, there are 2 rows of cards, each having 3 cards. So I want you to pick one of these 2 rows. You ready? And time's up. Now, we're going to compare these 2 rows, and it happens that this row is the winner. So if you chose this row, congratulations, you won. You're awesome. And if you happen to choose this row, well, you're still awesome. But I hear you ask, Sir Young, what do those rows mean? How is this one the winning row? Well, let me explain. This is a game called Batta-maki. Now, the game of Batta-maki is simple. The dealer puts 2 rows of 3 cards each, face down, and all the participants must choose one of the 2 rows, and the strongest row is the winner. But what constitutes as a strong row? Batta-maki is one of those Kabu games. In Kabu, the numbers of each cards count. And when you total the numbers of each card, you take the ones digit, and that would indicate the strength of the row. But I hear you ask, what numbers? These cards only have flowers on them. Where's the numbers you're talking about? You see, in HANAFUDA, there are 12 types of flowers, which represent the 12 months of the year. But in practice, those 12 months are actually the numbers on the cards. For example, the pine tree represents January, but in practice, it also represents the number 1, which means this card is worth 1 point. The plum blossom, on the other hand, represents February. In practice, it means number 2. So this card is worth 2 points. The cherry blossom represents March. So you know the drill. It's worth 3 points. The wisteria, 4 points. Iris, 5 points. The peony, 6 points. The bush clover, 7 points. The Suzuki grass, 8 points. The chrysanthemum, 9 points. The maple, 10 points. The willow tree, 11 points. And finally, the paulownia, 12 points. Okay, so I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say the row has this card, which means this is 3, this is 4, and this is 5. If you get the total of these 3 cards, it would be 12 points. However, in Kabu games, only the ones digit is counted. Let's say we have 12 points. What is the ones digit of 12? It's 2, which means this row is worth 2 points. So going back to our game earlier, we can now say that this is 3, this is 1, and this is 9, which means 3 plus 1 plus 9 equals 13. And since this is a Kabu game, we only count the ones digit, so the strength of this row is 3. Now going to the bottom row, this is a 12, this is a 1, and this is a 7, which means 12 plus 1 plus 7 equals 20. Again, we only count the ones digit, so this row would have a strength of 0, which is lower than 3, and that's why this row wins. And that's all there is to this game. It is very simple. The only difficulty would be to memorize which card represents which number. But once you get past that, everything else is pretty simple. Unfortunately, this simplicity means it's very suitable for gambling, and in the past, that is actually what it's used for. But I'm here to introduce you to several games that were actually played using HANAFUDA. And so, How about the one more? Okay, so for this next game, I'm going to play with you guys again, the viewers. Now choose either one of these cards. I'm waiting. Okay, time's up. This is a 5. This is an 11. 5 is lower than 11, which means this card wins. What? You thought it was the other one? The earliest month is the winner? But no, we're not starting a koi koi game here. This is a game of TAKAME. And in the game of TAKAME, the player with the higher month number wins the game. Now I hear you saying, that was a game? Apparently.